All right, here we go with video 3 of our lighting series videos. Hope you learned something from the first couple videos. Right now I'm going to do a set up an entire show and show you how that works. So I have already cleared out my cues like I showed in the last video. Again, review, if there were cues here, I would click and drag down and hit remove cue up here in the top right corner, and then it'll say, are you sure? Yes. One thing that I do that I think is very helpful is write on a post-it note my lighting cues and what number, just number them. You can do that by looking at the slides that are in ProPresenter and what color they are, and basing, and you want to have the background match a color that is on the screens. Pre-service, I do blue always, and sermon, I do blue always, just because those are the best looking colors. So I just made up a random service with random colors. So this is how I do it. Pre-service, build your kingdom here is going to be red. Hosanna, purple. How great is our God, green. Death was arrested, blue. Sermon, blue, just as I am, light blue. It says green here, but we'll hardly ever use green. It just doesn't look that great. Again, I numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll show you why here in just a second. So here we go. So our first thing is pre-service. So the first thing we'll do is go to Window, click on Group, and then click on this color strip. That'll have all of our heads ready to go, as I showed in the last video. Then I'll go back and click on Color. And my first color was blue. So then I'm going to click on Color Mix and find blue on here. Okay, blue. And you can see it's blue. So I'm going to come over here and hit REC, record, and then click in the PB2. And that'll be it's called a cue stack. It's where all of our cues will be stored. Okay, so we can tell that we have one cue stored in there. Just to make it simpler, I'm just going to go ahead and put all 7 in there before I name them. So it says, build your kingdom here, red. So then I'm going to find red on here. Red. And it goes red. Then I come over here and hit record, and click into there, PB2 again. And we can tell that has 2 cue stacks. So the first 2 are done. Number 3 is Hosanna. So it's purple. I think it's actually called indigo on here. So you can click on that, and then it'll be purple. Then click rec for record, then PB2. It'll keep count of how many cues you have there. We have 3. So then what's our 4th one? How great is our God? Green. So I'm going to find a green on here. I don't know which green. Dark green, whatever. As you can tell, green does not work so well with our cameras. So that's how we do green. You can click record. Number 4. All right, what's number 5? Death was arrested. So I'm gonna go back and find the blue again. It's blue. Then record. Just the same steps for everything once you've picked out the colors. So I have 5 in that stack. So I know I'm on number 6, which is blue. I'm already on it. I'll click the record again. Then this PB2. So I have 6. I have 1 more. Number 7, death was arrested, light blue. There's not really a light blue color on here. I can kind of look. Dodger blue. It's kind of lighter blue than the first one. So I'll click record again, and then 7. So I have 7 cues on this piece of paper, and I have 7 in PB2. Once I have all the number of cues in there, I'm going to double click, and it pulls up my 7 cues. The very first thing you want to do is to come over here where it says timing, and double click and change it to cue. You'll do that for every one of them. What this means is when it's on chase, it just runs through all the cues back to back to back, but whenever it's on cue, it goes with the click of the mouse. Okay. Second thing you want to do after changing the timing is change the fade. And what we do for default is, I gotta grab the keyboard. do 2 seconds. So I'm going to type in 2 and then hit enter. I'm also going to do that for each light. What that does is if it was at 0, it would just change really fast. But with this fade of 2 seconds, it will fade into the next cue. 2, 2, 2. All right, the very last thing we have to do is where it says cue text. So my first one was pre-service. The second one was build kingdom. Build your kingdom here. I like to shorten it if I can, just so I can make sure it all gets in there. Then Hosanna. Oops. I'm trying to look at my phone and this at the same time. Hosanna, how great. Then number 5 was death. Arrested. I'm really struggling. Then sermon. Then just as I am. Okay, so here's our service for our made up service. So as we can tell, our lights are still on. So the way you get them off is to hit clear over here. Clear. And I'll make it go away. The way that we get this this cue stack to work is we just bring up this fader and it'll automatically go to pre-service, which is our blue. To go to our next cue, which is build your kingdom here, right before the song starts, I will click this arrow button, which makes it go to red. Whenever it's time for Hosanna, click this button again, purple. Whenever it's time for How Great Is Our God, I'll click this arrow button again, green. And I'll click it again for Death Was Arrested, blue. Whenever Tim gets up to preach, it's very important that it's blue for his sermon. Works best with our video. And then just as I am, while Tim's praying or something, I might change it to our light blue. So that is how we build an entire set. And whenever you want to kill the lights, you just bring this fader down. And as you can tell, the lights will go out with it. I'm going to go out of this. Every time you get done, you'll hit the X and hit stop and shut down desk. You don't have to worry about saving anything. It'll automatically save. I'm going to go back into this so I can show you how to get into it. Whenever you click Magic Cue PC, like I showed you in the last video, you click Continue Last Show. Then you'll come to this PB2. Let's pretend we're on Sunday morning. Click PB2 and it'll pull up our cues. Then just bring up that and then you're ready to roll. Cool. I think that's it.